Yeah. So, one of the things I left out of the Slender Man story
Yeah.
was slightly lighter. Was about some of the strange Wisconsin laws because we're talking about like them being tried as adults and stuff. Um,
Yes.
there's a few here that I just thought I'd mention just as a lighter note to get us started. Um, it literally says here some of these sound like riddles, and then it quote, "Whenever two trains meet at an intersection, neither should proceed until the other one has."
Uh,
I think I just broke Andy.
yeah,
Um,
that's an interesting one.
in Milwaukee, it was technically illegal for a person thought of as offensive looking to be out in public during the day, or for
Yeah.
people to park their vehicle on a city street for more than 2 hours without a horse leashed to their front of the car.
So I was reading about the what a few American states had that. They called them ugly laws. Now you've got to
Wow.
remember these were about in a time as well. So these go back quite a few decades. They were about in a time where people were coming back from the war, like mutilated, and
Yeah.
then they were told, "Oh yeah, you can't be out in the street during the day. You know, you got your face blown up for your country, but yeah, don't just put it away." It's pretty messed up. But yeah, they were around till like relatively recently.
Did you catch the second one I mentioned?
Which one was? Mention it again.
It's illegal for a person to park their vehicle on a city street for more than 2 hours without a horse leashed to their car.
Huh.
Kids of any age were permitted to drink in bars and restaurants so long as parents were present. Um, in years to come, hunting licenses would be made available to newborn infants. And
Well,
in
start me
attempted
up.
homicide cases, children as young as 10 were automatically prosecuted. Oh, no, we did that one. All right. Yeah.
Well,
Mm.
I know there was one actually where legally you were supposed to be provided with some slice of cheese every time you ordered an apple pie somewhere in Wisconsin. I can't remember what it was, but they're quite into their cheese in Wisconsin.
What if you don't want cheese?
Well, tough. You're in the dairy state, you're
You
in.
have to
They
have it.
literally they call the football fans their cheeseheads. It's like literally. I've been to a football game. I went to Lambeau Field to see the Packers play once, and they've got like you go to get your snacks and your beer and everything, and it's literally just a bag of cheese curds you can buy. Just snack down on a bag of cheese curds. They love it. Uh, yeah, you get sort of. It's funny, like a lot of the archaic laws you find over here in Britain, sort of a lot of them aren't in force anymore. But we like to think they are. Like the amount of times I've been teaching longbow, and they'll be like, legally you're supposed to do that, and it's like, sadly, not anymore. That's not a law anymore. You're supposed to shoot a longbow 2 hours a week in practice, or the one where you're allowed to shoot a Scotsman from was it the walls of York, I think, or something like that? You were like legally allowed after dark if you saw them within the walls of York, you could shoot a Scotsman with
I
your
think there's a
longbow.
few people say like about the Welsh and stuff, right, as
I
well.
mean that one's surely still in place, right?
Oof.
Sorry, Jimmy. Um,
Is he the only Welsh person you know? Because whenever we
it's
bring up Welsh, you're like, sorry, Jimmy.
um, but yeah, no, we got a few of them. Like ones about like when and how you can lower furniture out of a window and stuff like that. Um, But yeah, no, it's interesting. They're a little bit less harmful, some of them. Although, as I said, the ugly law was a bit, sort of oof.
Yeah. So, have you got any weird news to get us away from this weird?
I do now. I can't remember whether I've read this one before. It's a new article, but I don't know if I've mentioned one before in a weird news. So if I have, stop me. It might have just been another random games in Los Angeles. I do remember reading one about some peculiar games and saying we had to go. But I think this one's a different one. So this is from Oddity Central, which should be a good source of weird news. Enhanced Games, aka Olympics on steroids, to be held next year in Las Vegas. which I've always wanted them to do. Just just for the record, like we spend so long banning athletes, like test them for any slight trace of steroids. It's like fuck it, let them take all the steroids. Let's just see how far the human body can go. Um, Enhanced Games, a sports competition where performance enhancing drugs are not only allowed but encouraged, will be held for the first time in May next year in Las Vegas. Ever wondered how much better top human athletes could be if they were allowed to use performance enhancing substances in competitions? Well, in May of next year, these questions will be answered as the first edition of Enhanced Games kicks off. Marketed as an event designed to remove the stigma of using PEDs and to safely push the limits of human athletic performance, Enhanced Games has rightly been nicknamed the Olympic Games on steroids. Originally announced the concept in 2023, the Games will host its first ever edition in May of next year, with 8 different events: swimming, track, and weightlifting. So we're here to move humanity forward. The old rules didn't just hold back athletes, they held back humanity. Aaron D'Souza, Enhanced Games president and founder, said during a lavish presentation at the stage of a club in the LA Strip. He then goes on to talk about how people would enter, sort of it's like essentially how by entering you've probably got to give up any like short-term aspirations for proper sporting events because like everyone will be like, no, we know you use performance enhancing drugs. Here is you competing in a competition for people with performance enhancing drugs. But apparently it's already received millions of dollars of funding from the PayPal founder Peter Thiel, and Donald Trump Jr. Oh, fantastic! But yeah, so yeah, it does seem interesting. You see, I wanted to go further than this and like use like performance enhancing bionic attachments, just go the whole way. Yeah,
How far can we push the human body?
exactly,
I think
exactly.
there's got to be a whole ethics, not to be a killjoy, but the ethics behind this idea can't be great, right? This is why we have these rules to begin with.
Yeah, well, when I'm leaping from building to building, shooting up like, performance enhancing drugs so I can like, smash through brick walls with my fists, talk to me about it then.
Hulk smash.
Yeah, that's it. What they've got that thing, what Olympic runners use in the sort of amputees. They get the blades on their
Yeah.
legs. They are like far more effective than actual feet. Like those people can outrun like able-bodied runners. So able-bodied seems like the wrong thing to use there because clearly, these people who are amputees but are using these like double amputees can run faster than the human foot can carry them. So there are certain things that can make you go a lot quicker. But yeah, I don't know. It's
Wow.
just all inching towards that cyberpunk dystopia, I guess. What you got for us?
All right. Well, as you've gone with the competition, I meant to use this on our last record and forgot. So this is a slightly older article, but hopefully it's not something people have heard. Yeah, so Seagull Boy swoops in to retain screeching title. There is a video. I will play you the video.
Please do.
But first, a 10-year-old British boy has defended his European title for mimicking seagulls, seeing off competition this year from his little sister. Cooper from Chesterfield in Derbyshire took the marine bird imitation world by storm when his high-pitched impression of a gull saw him soar to victory in 2024. Now he has become the first screecher to retain the juvenile category crown in the competition's 5-year history. His 7-year-old sister Shelby, now known as Seagirl, see what they did there,
Absolutely.
made it a high-flying weekend for the family by landing 4th place. It
Uh,
does go on, but I will, for
are
the
there many
fun of
more
it,
puns?
possibly, but I want you to see how good this is. So let's
I
share
will
the
be. I
seagull.
do live on the coast as well. This might be triggering for me.
Ready? Oh, it's like I'm at the beach.
Oh, that's amazing.
Ah, my chips!
That was good. That was wow. That was horrifying.
Mm.
Um, it's funny. Pat was saying to me once that
Oh, hang on, I missed. No, it carries on with the sister. Hang on,
oh
hang on.
no,
Let me
go
just
on,
go
go on,
back to
go on.
share. Oh, where's my screen? There it is. It's the sister now.
So like, do you think the parents just like right? No, you can't play PlayStation. You can't see your friends until you've got 2 hours seagull practice in. No, Mum, we want to know. Squawk. You'll squawk for your dinner. Um, I think it was Pat was saying to me once how much he loves seagulls. I'm like, you have never lived by the coast, my friend. It's like I was given so. Do you know Brighton very well?
I've never been. No.
It's a cool place. They got this big. I don't know what the actual statue is, but it's this big sort of looks like a big donut like statue near the pier. And I was walking around with someone once. They were like, "What's that?" And I just like decided that I was going to pretend to be a tour guide. And I was like, "That's actually a monument to the estimated 17,500 donuts that are stolen by seagulls every year." Um, they uh, they think that the number actually might be much higher than that though. And they're like, what? No, really? I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. They think it's up to like 25,000 because some of the pigeons are just actually seagulls like covered in shit. And they sort of looked at me and there was this sweet moment where they couldn't like work out whether I was telling the truth or not. But
Wow.
it might as well be. But yeah, fucking you walk out like, sort of get your chips, bang, they're there, they take them. Horrible little shite hawks, but that was a good impression. That was a well
Yeah.
deserved whatever they won for that horrifying display.
They want a donut. So I guess to wrap this episode up, I just wanted to bring something up because I want to raise a point that we've discussed on Messenger, but I'm going to see what anyone that's listening and watching thinks.
Go on.
So the Netflix series Sex, Death and Robots. See what I did there?
I did.
That was a bit leading, wasn't it?
That was.
So it's currently Love, Death and Robots on Netflix. Now, I've not watched it. My wife has. And when she went to rewatch it, she said, "Oh, that's weird. They've changed the name. It used to be Sex, Death and Robots."
It
Now,
was
we've looked
always
it
love.
up. And according to the internet, it was always Love, Death and Robots, which means we have a Mandela effect.
Yeah.
And if you Google it, there are multiple people that swear. Some say it was Death, Sex, and Robots, some Sex, Death, and Robots, but there's always a variation with sex in the title. I hadn't seen it, and I knew it as Sex, Death, and Robots.
That's interesting. I
So
mean,
we have a real life Mandela effect,
I
whatever
always
that
knew it as Love,
happens to
Death, and
be.
Robots. That's because I'm the only normal one.
You're working for the enemy.
That's it.
He's part of the conspiracy.
No, I think you guys. I think you're there trying to gaslight me.
Quite interesting. It's worth anyone that wants to, because I'm not going to like pull up Reddit and stuff, but you can find multiple people saying the same thing. And we have a current Mandela effect going on here.
Yeah. It's
So yeah, let us know if you've seen it and what you know it as, maybe in the comments. Yeah,
Yep. Worth a watch the series as well, by the way. It's a very good series.
probably. Again, I haven't seen any of it, but
Like Black Mirror, but not quite as mindfucky depressing.
I haven't seen Black Mirror either.
You should.
I think I did watch it in the early days, like once or twice, but never like grabbed me. Like you say, it's a bit dark, isn't it?
Some are brilliant. Some like the latest season's great, but like the first episode, you just want to cry afterwards.
It's a bit like Slenderman,
Jesus Christ, yes.
bringing it back around.
Oh,
On that note,
yep.
I've
I've
been
been
Craig.
I've been mostly Andy, but not a seagull.
I've been depressed.
I've been depressed. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in,
Yeah, and don't blame the owls.
but definitely blame the seagulls. It's good. You should enter.
Maybe I will.
Get a costume first.
I'll enter that if you enter the other one.
Oh my God. Yeah. Just juice myself up on everything. Buy me a ticket to to Las Vegas and I'll think about it.